All right, ladies, here I am again. Hey, Jessica, invite your friends. Hey, Gloria, Miss Gloria, hey there. Yes, invite your friends. We want to educate our community on how to become a doula and what a doula is, and how it is very, very important for ministry work. Yes. Thank you. Hey, Tisa, invite your friends. Thank you for those thumbs. That lets me know. Hey, Victoria, invite your friends. Those thumbs. So let's do this. If you hear something that's like, yes, amen, then give thumbs, give hearts. I can't hear you. You can hear me. But when I see the thumbs and hear the questions, that lets me know that you're listening, and that just makes me feel good. So help me feel good. Hey, Sherry. Victoria is our Holy Yoga director. Sherry is our PR and marketing director. Tisa used to be our PR and marketing director, so she's got love for WWM Ministries. Okay, let's start. Invite your friends. Not sure how many people are up here, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start. So I'm going to turn my phone around. Thank you. I see people laughing and the thumbs. Okay, here we go. So this is an old slide that I use. So let's just, if you are not following us on Instagram, then I encourage you to follow us on Instagram under WWM Ministries. If you are not following us on Twitter, hey, Elizabeth Rochelle. We are under WWM Ministries on Twitter. We have come to the conclusion that not a lot of people tweet, but I'm going to continue to tweet until, I don't know, just until. We are on Facebook, and if you are watching this, then you too are on Facebook. We are also on YouTube under WWM Ministries. We are on Periscope under WWM Ministries. And we are on the World Wide Web under WWM Ministries. Hey, Kelly. Kelly is our fundraising director, and we are going to be at Panera Bread on the 26th. Can you put that information up there, Kelly? So what is a doula? Let me just read this to you. For such a strange word, doula has a wonderful meaning. A woman who serves. A doula is a woman who serves. As a birth doula, I provide physical comfort, emotional and educational support to expectant couples before, during, and after the birth of their child. And the word doula here in Greek is servant. So we are all servants in the kingdom. We are doulas in different capacities. But for today, I am talking about birth doulas. Okay? Doulas make a difference. With a doula, people have, listen to this, these are statistics. People have fewer medical procedures and interventions. With a doula, people have decreased risk of having a C-section. With a doula, people use less pain medication because a doula is encouraging and supporting and helping a woman through every surge, every wave, every contraction. With a doula, people have a shorter labor time. With a doula, people bond better with their infant and they feel happier and better about their labor. And with a doula, people have babies that are healthier at 1 and 5 minutes after birth. That's the APGAR score. These are statistics about doula work. Here's a doula here. Here's the birthing mom, and here's the midwife. Doulas and midwives, good doulas and midwives work well together. They work very, very well together. And so here's an ancient little stone piece of art with the doula supporting the birthing mom and the midwife catching the baby. Look at these studies. Studies have shown 25% shorter labors with a doula in attendance, 60% reduction in epidural requests, 60%, that's huge. 50% reduction in cesarean rate. Many times if you have a C-section, you have to search out and look for a provider that will do a VBAC. That's a vaginal birth after cesarean. So let's try to prevent cesarean. Sometimes cesareans are necessary. And sometimes they can be avoided if you've got someone who is going to help labor with you, called a doula. 40% reduction in oxytocin use. That's Pitocin that helps bring on stronger contractions. 40% reduction in forceps delivery, and 30% reduction in analgesia use, medications. So this is the beauty of a doula. Now, here we go. Let's go to the next slide. So I did my certification through DONA, which is an international company that certifies birth doulas as well as postpartum doulas. But this evening's message is for birth doulas. We also believe in postpartum doulas. Postpartum doulas are very important. A lot of times there's a lot of excitement when mom is in labor, and lots of visits and balloons while she's in the hospital. And maybe a week or two after she gets out of the hospital, there's visits and maybe people are dropping off food, but then reality sets in. And sometimes there is something called maternal mental health. Sometimes the mental health of a mom is she goes while her hormones are trying to do what they do. Sometimes she'll suffer postpartum blues. Sometimes there's postpartum depression. Sometimes there's postpartum psychosis. And whether you love the Lord or not, you are not exempt from that. And what we have to do is let women know, whether they're in the church or out of the church, whether they're saved or not. What we have to let them know is that this stuff is real, and that you do not have to be embarrassed or ashamed that you are going through the postpartum blues, postpartum depression, or some postpartum psychosis. It happens. It's real. We need to deal with it. We need to stop putting the oil on it and shouting over it and tell people just believe God by faith, because we are spirit. We are a soul and a body, and we have to minister to the spirit of a person, the soul, and a body. And in your body, you have hormones, and sometimes your hormones don't line up with your prayer. Sometimes you need some soul care. You need to talk to someone, and that's very, very real. So doulas are certified in their certification. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you, thank you. In doula work, when you go to get your certification, you learn how to detect those symptoms in a woman. And you are not a professional, doulas are not necessarily professional mental health providers, but we know we have part of the certification is that you have to come up with a list of different agencies that provide care for pregnant women, and you need to let that postpartum mom know that, you know what, I think that you need a little extra help. You need to call up this person. You need to call up your midwife or your provider. And soul care is part of the holy living. That's exactly right. And tell them that you're going through these things, and there's no need to be ashamed, and there's no need to be embarrassed. Doulas do that. Hey, Batista, share this with your friends. Turn around here. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so when you get to, if you are desiring to become a certified doula through DONA, step one is that there is required reading. And so the cost of the books that you have to get is approximately $75. Now, you can go to your local library and see if those books are there, and you can check it out. You can buy them used on Amazon, or WWM Ministries will do a book share. And so the $75 worth of book purchases that you need to make. Thank you for the explanation of a doula. You're welcome, Kim. Here we go. Step two is become a member of DONA. Now, we want to bring Ann Tumblin here to Wayne County to certify women to become doulas. No, not to necessarily certify them, but to train them. You have to become a member of DONA in order to get their information. Part of the certification process is to go through 3 days of training. Ann Tumblin is the woman that we want to bring to Wayne County to give you that 3 days of training. You have to become a member of DONA in order to become certified through DONA. But part of the certification process is 3 days of training with a trainer that is sent to us by DONA. Now, becoming a member with DONA is for a year, it's $100. It's $190 for 2 years, $280 for 3 years. But you need to become a member of DONA for at least a year in order for you to get through your certification process. Step 3 is signing important paperwork. You've got to understand DONA International Standards of Practice and Code of Ethics, which is no cost. Once you become a member with DONA and you get your certification package, and you go through your training that we want to bring here, then what happens then is you're going to have to sign the standards of practice and the code of ethics, and to let them know that you understand. That's part of your package. Okay? Any questions? Then just ask me. The 4th step is your resource list. You've got to get a part of the certification is to get a resource list. So you have to compile at least 45 resources under 30 categories in your surrounding area that are pertaining to maternal health. So, for example, wages, you can put wages on there. Our OBGYN clinics, you can put that on there. Our WIC office, our health department. If there's any massage therapists around here, hey Regina, share with your friends. If there are any massage therapists that do prenatal massage, you can put that on there. If there are any chiropractors that take care of prenatal chiropractic care, you can put that on there. Of course, that is part of your certification requirement. This is not step 4, but we are wanting to support women to come up with these finances and support them through this process of becoming certified through DONA. And if you decide that you want to join arms with Woman, a Wife, a Mother Ministries, which is a faith-based nonprofit organization, then we're going to have you sign a non-compete and non-solicitation agreement. A non-compete clause or covenant not to compete is a term used in contract law under which one party agrees not to enter into or start a similar profession or trade in competition against another party. Specifically, to be enforced in North Carolina, any nonprofit compete agreement you implement must be in writing, reasonable as to the timeline and territory, made a part of the employment contract based on valuable consideration, and designed to protect your legitimate business interests. WWM Ministries is we are educating the community on doula work. Anybody can be a doula, but because we are a faith-based practice, we are encouraging prayer for women when they go into labor while they're pregnant. We are wanting to get this work into the community. We are also wanting to support you financially. Which means that if we need to do fundraisers, if we need to solicit our community to make donations, which they'll get a contribution letter because they've made a donation to this nonprofit. We want to help you financially. And then because of that, we want you to work with us for a certain amount of time and to meet our standards in WWM. Okay, moving. Step 5, childbirth education requirement. you have to take a childbirth education class to meet the requirement for to make the requirement to become a certified doula with DONA. And Cookie from the Partnership for Children of Wayne County, she teaches this class. So if you call the partnership and ask her if you can come in on her class, then you can, I think her classes are 6 weeks, then you can meet that requirement. So step 5 is the childbirth education requirement. Step 6 is attend a DONA doula workshop, which is what we are trying to bring here in January. So let me read this to you. One of the main aspects of certification with DONA is to complete the 16-hour birth doula workshop. That's a minimum of 16 hours. The cost varies depending on the location of the workshop and what is included in the workshop: meals, lodging, materials, etc. So the cost typically is between $400 to $700. Now, Ann Tumberland is a beautiful woman that I met from Topsail, and I went to her class. She was teaching a childbirth education class, and I went there to her home in Topsail. She is fantastic. Her classes are very interactive, very hands-on. We want her to come here to Wayne County in January 2018. Now, her cost per person is $450. She will set up a payment plan that has to be paid no later than December in full. She will not come if we don't have at least 8 women. WWM will provide snacks, but each participant is responsible for lunch. So the reason why we want to bring her here is to make it as inexpensive for you as possible. Because when I went to my training, I went to Charlotte. So that means that we paid for the gas. That means we paid for the workshop itself. We paid for the hotel. We paid for food, and it can add up. So we want you to come here. Hey, Valerie. Valerie, tell your daughter to get up here, or tell her to watch this. But what we want to do is make it as inexpensive as possible. That's why we want her to come here. And so that you can, you don't have to worry about a hotel room. You need to stay at your own house. You are responsible for your lunch. So when we dismiss for lunch, you can go get something at Panera Bread, or you can get something from Harris Teeter, which is very close. The training will take place here at the church, Kadosh Life Ministries, 800 Corporate Drive, or you can bring a sack lunch and we can just sit around here and talk and chat about what we're learning and all of that. We want to make it as inexpensive as possible. And we want to try to help you raise your $450. So what we want to do is encourage you. If you have a birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and someone says to you, well, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do you want for anniversary? Ask them to pour into your $450 so that you can get your certification. Any questions so far? Okay. Step 6 and 7 is to purchase a doula packet. Now, when you purchase, remember, you have to be a DONA member, which is $100. So the packet for you, if you are a member, is $40. And if you are not a member, it's $50. What did I just say? If you are a member, which costs $100, hey, Leah, invite your friends, then it's $40. But if you are a non-member, then it's $50. And you need this packet. Let me see if I can just grab my, hold on a minute. Let me just go to my file cabinet. They're going to send you this packet right here. DONA International Certification Packet Birth Doula. And in this packet is everything that you need. This is not the thickness of it. I've taken some things out. But this is everything that you need, all the instructions that you need, all the paperwork that you need, everything that you need in order to become a birth doula with DONA. Okay? Any questions so far? me turn. So that's step 6 and 7. Step 8 is that you have to take a DONA webinar. You may choose any of the webinars on the Every Doula Everywhere and Anytime virtual education site. The cost is $20. You have 2 years. DONA gives you 2 years to complete this certification. And if for some reason something happens and you can't complete the certification, then there is an extension that's available to you for a small fee. So $20 is us eating out during the week. So you can just sit down in your home and just pay the $20 online and watch the webinar. After the webinar, there's a short quiz, and it is not hard. They ask you, if you take notes, then you can answer the questions on your short quiz. I did mine. I did my DONA webinar on how to start a doula business, and it was really good. It was really good. Very, very informative. So here we go. So that's the 8th step. DONA webinar for $20. Step 9 is the breastfeeding requirement. Cookie offers a 2-hour class at the partnership for children of Wayne County. You need 3 hours, and I am willing to. I believe that if Ann comes, she can do that 3-hour requirement, but it might be a little bit more. I know some women here in our county. I know that Cookie's daughter, Jessica, is internationally board certified lactation consultant, IBCLC, and I'm sure that if we ask her to come, she can give us 3 hours of teaching so that you can meet that step 9 breastfeeding requirement. And there's no cost. However, I do believe that a woman is worthy of hire. So if Jessica comes, then I'm definitely going to pour into her wallet. I'll talk to her and see if she, if she costs anything, if it costs. But I will help you. Hey, Miss Chris. I will help you meet that certification if you decide to work with WWM Ministries. Step 10, provide labor support services. Of course, I put no cost other than what you need to survive a birth. So that's coffee, that's food. WWM Ministries wants to help you build your doula bag. If you're going to be certified through DONA, then you actually need, hey Victoria, then you actually need 3 vaginal births. And in the paperwork that they give you, hold on a minute. In the paperwork that they give you all of, well, I can't show you that because it's got people's names on it. But anyway, they give you all the information that you need in order to fill out everything that you go through from the beginning to the end of that birth for that woman. You've got to fill it out when you go to the training. Anne will explain to you how to fill it out. If you are birthing, if you're going to support a woman in birth here at the Wayne Memorial Hospital, you don't have to pay for parking. But if you go down the street to Greenville, you have to pay for parking. You got to eat. So you got to purchase food and snacks and things of that nature. So we want to, and then every doula has a doula bag with a bunch of good stuff in it, and you will learn that in your training, how to build your doula bag. Well, if you are going to partner with WWM Ministries to become a doula, then we are going to provide you a doula bag. And then when your work is finished with WWM Ministries, of course, you give that doula bag back to us for the next woman. So we're trying to make this as inexpensive for you as possible. Do you have any questions? You have to have 3 vaginal births. Now, a workman is worthy of hire. I as a doula, I have a sliding scale. So depending on how much a family makes, that is what they're going to pay me for my services. I also am led by the Holy Spirit to provide services for certain people at no cost because it's also ministry. But let me explain to you about a doula. If you are going to become a doula to pay your mortgage or to get your children through college, it's not going to work. Doula work is not, you don't make a whole bunch of money in Wayne County doing doula work. If you go to California, if you go to New York, if you go up in that area, then doulas make up to $2,800 per birth. Per birth. I think down in Raleigh, it's $1,200 per birth. Here in Wayne County, I don't charge that much because of the socioeconomic status of the people. When you go to a birth, sometimes you're there for 8 hours, 4 hours, 12 hours. My longest time being with a mom while she was laboring was 3 days. So she didn't literally labor for those 3 days, but she labored throughout the day. She was induced. They were trying to get things started, and I stayed with her. At night, they gave her something to sleep, and they started again in the morning. And after doing that for 3 days, you're tired. Now, you deserve to be paid. That's gas, that's food, that's time, that's your education, your knowledge, your encouragement. And so doulas do get paid. Some doulas do it for free. I do both. I get paid for my work according to a sliding scale. That's how much a family is making. And we do have a contract that we have people sign. And for some people, I do it out of the kindness of my heart because I know that they need a doula, but they don't have the finances. And so I do both. If you become a doula through DONA, you will get paid on that sliding scale. You will get paid on that sliding scale, but we will also ask you to give a very small percentage to the ministry so that we can keep your supplies up. For example, doulas offer comfort measures, and one of the things that you'll learn in the training in regards to a comfort measure is how to use a tennis ball for comfort measures. 1 tennis ball per birth. Because we don't want some other woman using a sweaty tennis ball that someone else used during their birth. So once you've used that tennis ball, it gets thrown away. Your candy, your lollipops, your breath mints that are in there. We want to continue to supply you with those things. That costs money. So we're going to ask you for a very small percentage just to keep rolling over. But we're going to help you find your clients. You need 3 vaginal births in order to complete your certification. We are going to help you find those women. I'm going to help match you up with women and their partners and their families. And you've got to meet our standard. Here at WWM Ministries, if you plan on coming on board with us, then you've got to love the Lord. We expect for you to be saved and filled with the Holy Spirit and know how to get a prayer through. Because when there is a woman going through, hey Colette, share this with your friends. When there is a woman going through her labor and she's feeling like I can't do this, then you pray for her. Sometimes women want me to read the scriptures to them. Now, some women, they're not faith-based clients, and that's okay. I respect that, and I'm their doula, and I meet them right where they are, and I love them. Some people ask me, in doula work, you'll say, hey, Elizabeth, I wish I lived in Wayne County right now. Oh, I wish you lived here in Wayne County right now. In doula work, we don't say mom and husband because every client doesn't have a husband, but they have a partner. Their partner can be male. A woman's partner can be a male, which is a boyfriend or a friend or a fiance or a husband. Or you can be a woman whose partner is female, meaning that this woman may be inviting her mother or her mother-in-law or her sister or her friend or her wife to partner with her in this birthing and delivery. Some people ask me, you're a Christian. Are you going to be with a woman and her wife? Yes, absolutely. Because she's a woman and she's having a baby. And I partner with women to help them have a great birthing experience. It's called evangelism, people. Don't be so religious. Okay, moving right along. So let's turn this around. So we'll help you get your birth labor support services done. Step 11, you have to write an essay. That's going to be easy. You just write an essay about what you've learned through the books, what you've learned through your experience, and that's no cost. Step 12 is the self-assessment tool. You may prefer to take this test after you have completed the birth doula workshop and the recommended readings, since all of the questions pertain to childbirth and the role of a doula. And that self-assessment tool is in your doula package. Step 13 is that you need 2 references. You will need to request a written reference from a perinatal health professional and a written reference from a doula client. The forms for both references are in your certification packet. People are going to let you know. Forget. These 2 references, they're going to write exactly how they felt about your services. And it should be a 10 out of 10. This is what we don't want with WWM Ministries. If you're going to partner with WWM Ministries to be a doula in Wayne County in our community, we are going to train you, and you're going to be trained through DONA that you are not the doctor. Neither are you the midwife. You do not go into a woman's birth telling those people who are in authority over you what to do and what not to do. You are a wallflower. You are there to offer doula work that's emotional and physical support to the mother and the partner. You do not tell the doctor that forceps are not necessary. You do not tell the midwife that blah, 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 blah. If you want to be a doctor and have jurisdiction over a labor and delivery room, then you go and you do the work and you become a doctor. And if you want to tell a midwife what to do, then you become a midwife and you have people under you who you supervise. As a doula, you do not go into a room being all of that. You submit to the authority of the people who are over you in that room. And that is the medical staff, and that is also the mother and the partner. You are there to partner with those people. A lot of people in the medical, in the birthing profession, some of them don't even like doulas because they go in there acting like they've been to school for 100 years and they know what they're doing. That's not what you're there for. You're there to give emotional and physical support to the mother, and you're also there to give emotional support to the partner. And we are going to push that. We are going to push that in a big way, because we do not want our surrounding amen, Jessica. We do not want our surrounding hospitals and childbirth places to have a bad taste in their mouth because some doula thought that she was the ace boon coon of doula work. And she went in there telling people what to do. You will not be working with WWM Ministries. Any questions? Okay. Step 14, the certification processing fee. In order to process your application for certification, you've got to process your application online, and it is $110. That's after you've done everything and you're ready to put everything, you're ready to turn everything in. Step 15, the mailing your certification, which it doesn't cost you anything except for maybe a little gas money. Or if you're at home, you just walk out to the front and put the little red flag up and you put your package in the mail. Okay? So step 15 is that you put your packet in the mail. So that is approximately $800 to become a certified doula. $450 of it is the 3-day training in which we want to bring here to Wayne County. Okay? So, doula fees. There is a $150 non-refundable registration fee due once you have contracted doula services. If you are going to be doing doula services with WWM Ministries, you're going to learn through your training to do a prenatal interview. That prenatal interview under WWM Ministries is $150. That means you spend 2 to 3 hours with the family explaining to them what your code of ethics are, what your practice entails. You're there to listen to their birth plan, to listen to their story, to help to get them to fill out paperwork, to teach them some techniques to get through their birth. You're there to answer their questions. If they want prayer, you're there to pray with them, teach them everything that they need to know in order to make this great experience great. Here's the sliding scale that we have. If a family makes $35,000, their doula fees is $200. If they make over $85,000, their doula fee is $1,350, and then they have their deposit. So all of that is in the contract. Any questions? So this is what's coming soon to WWM Ministries. Belly casting. I wish I was able to get this done. So I've been speaking to someone who I know and love dearly, who is an artist, who is very interested in partnering with WWM to do belly casting. And once your belly is casted, you can make this beautiful memory of your pregnancy. This one, this is my favorite. Like, you can get this belly casting, and you can make a bowl, and you can put all kinds of stuff in it. You can put diapers in it, you can put fruit in it, you can put your sewing or your knitting stuff in it. And so typically belly casting is $150 on up. Coming soon, Jenny Joseph. This is my mentor, except for she doesn't know that she's my mentor. She's a British trained midwife, and she is actually in Florida. And she's the executive director of Common Sense Childbirth Incorporated and the creator of the JJ Way. I want her to come to Wayne County in 2018, Jenny Joseph. And I want her to come to help us with our education in regards to childbirth education, in regards to doula education, in regards to maternal the maternal deaths of African Americans, and all the health disparities that go along with the African Americans. I want her to talk about all of that stuff in regards to our pregnant community, and as well as our African American community. I don't know if you know this, but there are more black women that die during childbirth than white women. And the statistics say that if you are a black woman and you have insurance and you're making nice money and you are not poor, you are not poverty stricken, you are still at a high risk of your baby dying before the first year of life, or you dying during childbirth because of, get this, systemic racism. More African American women who are highly educated and have great eating habits and great insurance are dying at a higher rate. Their maternal deaths are at a higher rate than poor Caucasian women. We need to get that information out there. We need to go into these communities and we need to educate everyone, especially our African American women, because they are the ones that are dying after they have a baby or during the time that they're having a baby, and their children are dying within the first year of being born. That is absolutely not okay. And Jenny Joseph has dedicated her life to helping all women. Let me just read this. Due to high prematurity rates experienced by low-income and uninsured women, she established an outreach clinic for pregnant women who are at risk of not receiving prenatal care. Her easy access prenatal care clinics offer quality maternity care for all, regardless of their choice of delivery site or ability to pay, and have successfully reduced both maternal and infant morbidity and mortality in Central Florida. Yes, kudos. I salute this woman. Jenny firmly believes in patient-centered, woman-centered care and works tirelessly to support the systems, providers, and agencies charged with delivering that type of care. Until women, this is a quote from Jenny Joseph, until women and their loved ones feel that they have enough knowledge and agency to be part of the decisions around their care, and until they have access to the education and support that they are lacking, they will continue to be at risk. I want her to come and talk all about that. Her honorarium is $2,500. I would love for her to come in February 2018. $2,500, some people may say. Yes, $2,500. She is a huge educational source, and a workman is worthy of a hire. And you don't muzzle the ox while they're treading the grain. Okay? A worker deserves pay. Her honorarium is $2,500. That does not include her plane ticket. That does not include her food. And that does not include her hotel. Well, some people who don't understand this work may say, well, she's getting a $2,500 honorarium. How come she can't pay her food and her ticket out of that? Okay, bye, Felicia. When people work very, very hard to give education and to help people, you don't go to your doctor. You do not go to your doctor and complain about your copay. Or if you have to have surgery, you may complain about how much it costs to have that surgery. But guess what? You're going to have that surgery. And so I honor the men and the women who put their blood, sweat, and tears into birth work education. And so I honor Jenny Joseph, and I'm just believing by God, by faith, that we are going to get women to come and men to come and donate, and that we're going to get her here as our educational component. One of the books that I had to read for my certification was How to Grow a Doula Business. And one thing that they said was you need to at least spend 2 solid years of educating your community on doula work, why doula work is important, the statistics that are associated with doula work, why they need a doula, and all the rest of the information. And so she's part of that No Mother Left Behind mindset that we have here at WWM Ministries for 2017 and 2018. Exercise. Exercising during pregnancy is important. I'm not going to read that. We want to get women certified with Dancing for Birth. That Dancing for Birth is an agency that offers prenatal belly dancing. The certification fee is $345, and the other requirements that you're needed as teaching tools, hey Jewel, my baby sister joined, is $152. When you are laboring, moving your hips is essential. And we want to offer prenatal belly dancing classes at WWM Ministries, and we want to help women get certified so that they can teach those classes. Yes, we are going to twerk for labor. It's a wonderful thing. Belly dancing was, if you go back and you do some reading about belly dancing, it was for birth work. The world has perverted it. We're supposed to move our hips as women, whether you're pregnant or whether you're not pregnant. Move your hips. So we want to get women, it's good for uterine health. We want to get women certified through Dancing for Birth. Also, we want to get women certified for pre and postnatal holy yoga. That's 20 hours of instructional training. So we need your prayers. We need donors. We need doulas. We need direction. And we need change in our community. And Cookie said that she will help me. I call her my doula mentor. So whenever I'm going to a birth and I have a question, I text her. And she texts me right back. And I love this woman. I love her. When I'm in her presence, I learn a lot. So Cookie is her name is Rachel, but everybody knows her as Cookie. She is a doula. She is a childbirth educator. She is a minister, and she is my mentor. Yeah. So that is how you become a doula and work alongside a Woman, a Wife, a Mother Ministries. Is there anybody out there who has any questions. Let me ask you this. Did you learn anything? Give me some thumbs up if you learned anything. Thumbs up if you learned anything this evening. How long have I been talking? Oh, not quite an hour. Thumbs up if you've learned anything. 4. Thank all 4 of you. Thanks, all 4 of those thumbs. If you believe in and have a conviction for birth work, then let me see some hearts. Let me see some hearts. Like, I want you to load up the screen with hearts and share. Darlene, call me. Call me. Or text me. Let me know if you're going to go through this process. Okay, that is it from me, Elaine Strozier, founder and CEO of A Woman, a Wife, a Mother Ministries, where we are teaching the women, honoring the wives, and establishing joy in mothering. Pray with me that we will get donors to help these women get pay for their certification. Pray with me that we will get donors to help women become certified to become prenatal belly dancing instructors. Pray with me that we will get donors to help women become prenatal, to help women with pre and post, prenatal and postnatal holy yoga. Pray with me that we will get donors so that we can build beautiful doula bags, that we can get rebozo cloths, that we can get rolling pins, that we can get birth balls. Like, this is not going to be free. We need materials. We need finances. We want this. Thank you, Batista. We want this to sweep and flood our community. There are women out there who are going through by themselves, having babies by themselves. We have women who want to breastfeed their children, but they don't get the support when they get home. They need to know that this is a list of women that you can call that will help and make house calls to make sure that your beautiful baby can get that beautiful golden liquid that God has given you to come from your breast. We want women to be encouraged that they are not the only ones going through any type of postpartum depression, postpartum blues, or postpartum psychosis, that there's medicine for that. There's encouragement for that. We want women to know that childbirth does not look like the television. Come on here, somebody. I wish there was some clapping hands that you can put up here. We want women to know that no matter what socioeconomic status that they come from, that if they want a doula to help them through their birth and their labor, that we've got women that are there to help them. They are not alone. Our theme for 2017 and 2018 is No Woman Left Behind. So if you all can meet us at Panera Bread on the 26th from 4 to 8, whatever you buy from Panera Bread, then that's a small donation goes to A Woman, a Wife, a Mother Ministries. But in order for that donation to go to us, once you make your purchase at Panera Bread, you've got to show them the advertisement that you can find on our page. So please go and eat dinner at Panera Bread on the 26th from 4 to 8. And make sure that you take the picture that's on our Facebook page with you. Show them that, and then we will get a small portion of that. And we're also going to be, we're going to have a table set up out there at Panera Bread on the 26th from 4 to 8. And we are also going to give away a large sum of money on a gift card to you if you sign up for our mailing list. Thank you, Tisa. Tisa wants to know who's going to join her. I'll be there. Pray for us. Oh, and also, if you want to give a donation, it is tax deductible, then please go on our page, click on donate, and you can make a donation right there. Okay? I love you, ladies. Thanks for listening. Take this information and give it away. Talk about this share this, talk about this, give this information away, because Ann will not come to our county if we don't have a minimum of 8 women to sign up and pay the $450. You can use a payment plan by December. Okay, I love you. Remember, Titus 2 matters. No woman left behind. And I believe that WWM Ministry rocks. See you next time. Bye-bye.